I just realized that I had completely lost my excitement and like dedication to YouTube. That's why I haven't been uploading, because not just because I'm struggling to keep up with my arbitrary upload schedule, but because I have gotten so overwhelmed with the stress of everything else in life that yeah, I completely lost like my perspective of why I enjoyed YouTube and what I wanted to do with it at all. And the reason I realized this is because I bumped into it. I was watching some other people's videos, and suddenly I got hit with that excitement again of like, oh, I want to make cool videos, and I got all these like flood of ideas that I've had before, and I realized, oh yeah, I haven't been making them because I'm just too drowning in everything else, responsibilities and nonsense. And I I hate having an apartment. This last year and like 3 months has been the first time I've ever had my own apartment. Ever had like any sort of apartment at all, really. Um, I essentially just lived on my car for years, and then I would spend the winter at different places. So like one time I spent the winter with my cousin, another winter with my parents, and then once with my grandma, or a couple winters with my grandma. Like I basically was just living on my car, so I didn't have rent, so I didn't really have to work very much. I could survive on part time and put all of my free time to whatever I want. But now, because of this stupid apartment, I have to spend all my time cleaning and maintaining it, and then I have to work more to be able to pay for it, and I hate everything about this. The what my life has become. It was like 3 or 4 days ago. I think it was Saturday night. I just suddenly realized my life has become everything I swore I would never be. That I am locked into wasting my life away, working 40 hours a week, building some company that I don't give a shit about. It's still the best job I've ever had. Don't get me wrong there. But is it worth it when there's far more important things to be doing? And I'm not even talking about my YouTube channel. I'm talking about the environment. I'm talking about sustainability. I'm talking about all the problems in the world as compared to maximizing comfort and convenience. And like, is it really worth spending the time on that when there are people literally starving to death, when the planet is literally being murdered by the second, and the pursuit of comfort and convenience is fueling that destruction? And I've got like, my position is meant to be kind of a low stakes or no stakes, almost playground of sorts, where I could just practice the skills that I'm going to need in the next position, which will hopefully be something that's actually contributing to the solution, whereas my current situation is contributing to the problem. And that's just not trying to be dramatic, but like just literally destroying my soul to be a part of the problem in the pursuit of building my own skill set so that I can then later become a part of the solution. Like I convinced myself to go into that position under the context that in the scale of a lifetime, the amount of time it will take me to build those skill sets is pretty much negligible. It feels like a long time, but in the long run, it's really not. But the problem is, in the scale of how much time we have to fix the planet before we're all fucked, like it's literally a life or death situation over everyone. Like the nuclear bomb and climate change are the only two true existential threats that all of humanity has ever faced. And the amount of time it's going to take to fix that problem, within that context, the amount of time it's going to take me to learn the skills needed to do it is too long. And I cannot, in good conscience, not be a part of the solution, or at least attempt to be. But God, it's so painful to do it in the way that I have been doing. Especially when I'm trying to figure out how to have video be a part of that, because video is the most powerful media ever invented. But it also requires the most amount of skill to master, or even get decent at. And all of this is just exhausting. And so then fun becomes a necessary part of the human experience to keep morale up, to remind yourself that life is worth continuing. That's still very hard for me to convince myself of. To remind ourselves for what we are trying to save the planet. Like, fixing climate change is necessary, but it's necessary so that we can continue living happy, healthy, fun, enjoyable lives. And so I get so stressed about not being a part of the solution that I forget to just like actually enjoy existing at all. And then I feel so guilty for spending time enjoying my existence, or trying to enjoy my existence, that I am no longer able to, because the situation is so fucking dire that there's no time for enjoyment. Like, this is war. We don't have time for anything other than fixing the problem. Meanwhile, everyone's carrying on as if nothing's changed, when clearly it is. Like, there are literally people dying from increased climate crises. And it very soon will be affecting those. And I guess humans are so fucking worthless and stupid that it's going to take a personal impact on them for them to actually give a shit. Not just to see it impacting everywhere else. They themselves are going to have to be impacted, and by then it's going to be way too late. And this is what they've been saying for decades. And don't think I'm excluded at all in my statements about humanity as a whole. I'm obviously part of them, and my criticisms of them are equally criticisms of myself. But that's basically one of the key struggles of my entire life, has been allowing myself to just enjoy anything at all, because I feel too guilty wasting that time on that when there are more important things that need to be addressed. Meanwhile, everyone else is just enjoying themselves and not giving a shit at all about the things that need to be addressed, which makes the things that need to be addressed worse and more urgent. So fuck everyone that doesn't give a shit about anyone else.